Hey there lovelies, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Go ahead and click that subscribe button because we've got an awesome video coming up today. If you want to see how I get this dark feminine makeup look, then keep on watching. Alright, dark feminine makeup. It is simple, but it is bold and it makes a statement. It is like walking into a room and everyone turns their heads to look at you because they just see this magnificent, beautiful woman standing there. So we don't need a whole lot to create this look. What I'm first going to do is I'm going to line my eyes with black, my waterline, and I'm going to tightline. So to do this, I always look kind of sideways so that I'm not coming straight at my eye with an eyeliner, because that does freak my eye out a little bit. And then smudge that in, and then I change the angle. So now already immediately you can see that lash line is just getting darker. Now I'm going to come into my waterline, lightly pull down my skin, and then just put that in my waterline. I'm going to put it all around my eye. So I have lined my entire eye. And then I'm going to come on the other eye. This is almost giving me like Billie Eilish vibes, as well as the 2000s vibes. You know, I watched this video the other day that Hollister has brought a Y2K fashion line, and it is all of the clothing that was super popular in the 2000s. Me and my husband were just talking about all of the fashion from that era, and it was, you know, those classic blue Hollister sweatshirts, as well as the lace camis, and then you couldn't forget the fried straight bangs with the crispy curly hair that was just scrunched in just a gel cast, and then the black eyeliner. Like everyone lined their eyes with black, and this is exactly what it's reminding me of. So now I'm going to come in and I'm going to close my eyes, and then I'm going to rub my eyes together. So what that is going to do is it's going to smoke it out a little bit. And now I'm going to take that same liner and I'm going to create a wing and line my top lashes. So be mindful if you have hooded eyes of your hood in creating your wing. I'm just getting the landscape down here. It is going to be a little bit thicker of a wing than what I normally do. Then what I want to do is come in with a very straight flat top brush, and I'm going to use that to smoke it out and to blend in the lines here. Let's see if I can get them matching. It is so hard with hooded eyes to get your eyeliner to match, but we do our best, and at the end of the day, nobody notices except you. Unless obviously you have one that's like way down here and one that's like up here. And when it comes to this dark feminine look, you can also, you know, make it your own. Match your skin tone, your type of colors you like to use, as well as your shapes. You know, if you really like that foxy lifted look, you know, go ahead and do that. I actually really like just the straight out. It kind of almost gives me Egyptian vibes, but I'm really liking this. Okay, before I come in with my liquid liner, I'm going to come in with just a little bit of brown shadow. You know, if you wanted to take your eyeliner thinner, you could also do that. I mean, really, when you look up this look, like on Pinterest, everybody has their own version. And that's the awesome thing about makeup, is that you can make it your own. So you could do a thinner line. Again, you could change the shape if you really wanted to. So there I've got just a little bit of brown. I've seen some that like to go, you know, they like to accentuate the eyeshadow just a little bit more, but really for me, the dark feminine is just, it's effortless. That's what it is. And I'm just deepening this up where I already have my pencil liner. I'm defining it more. Making sure to use the side of the brush to get those long, defined strokes. And that's the nice thing, if you're not super confident with liquid eyeliner, then you can go ahead and lay down your eyeshadow or your pencil liner that you are more confident with, and then go over it with your liquid eyeliner. Because at that point, you're just tracing, and it's less chance to mess up. Okay, I think I've got the eyes all done, so we'll go ahead and do the rest of the base now. So for my base, again, this is preference. This is where you can really make it unique to you, but I have some dark circles in the corner of my eyes here, so I am going to cancel those out with my color corrector. I'm going to come in with my foundation. Pop that on there, starting from the center of my face and working my way out. So I'm just using my brush to kind of stipple it on and place the foundation where I want it to be. And then I'll come in with my sponge and I will blend that even more into my skin so that we get rid of these brush strokes. And it also kind of takes off like the excess, which is nice so that it doesn't look super duper heavy on my face. Make sure you're blending that down. And I'm going to put this concealer right here under my eye, but I don't want to come up too high and mess up that smudging that I already have going on. Whatever I've got, I'll just cover this little friend pimple that it popped up. Aren't those the best? I'm going to use a brush, really be super targeted around this area. I really like using a combo of brushes and sponge when I am doing my base. So it gives me the best of both worlds of coverage as well as blending it in really well into my skin. I'm going to come in and I'm going to set this, because when I think of dark feminine makeup, I think of just an airbrushed face. And immediately, with this wonderful Huda Beauty baking powder, translucent powder, I'm able to take away all of that shine, set my base, and create a very soft base. All right, when I think of dark feminine, again, it's very intentional and it's also effortless. You know, I don't think of anything that is extra, you know, shiny or blingy, because we want the makeup and the outfit to shine together and just say, I'm here. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bronzer on, not too heavy. Again, I'm using matte bronzer though. Nothing that's too shiny. I'm just defining my face a little bit more. Carving out that jawline. And then also a little bit of nose contour. Nothing too heavy, just bringing some definition back into the face. And now, one of my favorite parts is putting on blush, and I know this blush does have a little bit shimmery, and I was just talking about how dark feminine doesn't have too much shimmeriness in it, but this is like the right kind of shimmer to give you some color and a little bit of glow that looks natural. And plus this color is just perfect because it screams sophisticated and it's not too bright, not too dark, and it's not going to compete with anything that we've got going on our face. Because when it comes to dark feminine, you really want the eyes to stand out the most. Come in and finish up the lips. And this is where it gets really, really fun. So it is really like a very pouty kind of lip. So I'm coming in with my brown lip liner. And normally I don't overline my lips because I actually like the shape of my lips. But for this one and for you guys, I'm going to do a little bit special and I'm going to overline just a little bit. So on this bottom lip here, I'm going to overline that, but then I'm going to follow the natural curvature of my lip to give that poutiness. And then I'm going to do the same on the top where I'm going to overline my Cupid's bow, but then I'm going to follow the natural curvature of my lip to give it that poutiness look. Okay, we're looking bigger and a little bit poutier, what I'm used to. Yeah, it really dropped my lip a lot, giving it that very like, you know, pouty duck lip look. I never overline my lips. All right, now we're at the end here and we're going to finish up this eye look. So I'm going to bring in that same brown tone that I was using on my lid and bring it underneath to smoke that out even more. And I'm going to try and sharpen up the inner corner of my eye with a little bit of liquid eyeliner. Okay, we can't forget to do the eyebrows. Eyebrows really lift and shape. And then last but not least, my favorite, mascara. And I'm gonna put my mascara all around my eye. Let me know down in the comments, how did I do with this dark feminine sultry eye look? Oh, I had so much fun creating this. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, then you won't want to miss my really smoky eye look from Wheel of Time, the Lanfear look. I'll go ahead and link that here so you can go ahead and watch that. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!